rock. All right. I think we're live. Hey, we're live. Hey, folks, it's David Bourne from New Wild Media, and welcome to the new StoryTech Works workflow series, where I sit right here in my office. And let's see if I can show you a little bit of this. I sit here right here in my office. There's a lot of work to be done. I'm not going to show you the whole thing, but I sit right here in my office and sit in front of my computer and help you, help myself learn about storytelling workflows. So, storytelling workflows. This is my first recording, live recording. I've been doing tons of tests, I have to admit. This is part of the StoryTech Works project, and I'm still getting the kinks out for sure. But this new series is called the StoryTech Workflow Series. And like I said a second ago, you will see me on my computer mostly going through workflows for video and audio storytelling. So I'm excited about this, and I want to talk about a few things. I'm going to go through these slides real quick. This is an intro to this series. I'm hoping it will be a week daily series. I think I can keep that up. I'll talk about the big why I'm doing this, the little why that I'm doing this. This particular why will be about this episode. It's a little short 10-minute episode. I'll talk about some of the topics that I'm going to cover in this workflow series. For example, we'll talk about video creation workflows, so making videos, be with mobiles, different kinds of cameras, different kinds of media. And I'll talk about the workflow of editing. It's a whole nother ball game, a whole nother mindset, but equally interesting and exciting. Then we talk about sharing your work, how that sharing kind of fits into the entire process, why you need to be thinking about sharing from the very beginning. And then evaluating results, just a way to look at your work and to make sure that it is getting you to the goals that you want to reach. So then we'll talk about how you can learn more. I'm just going to switch over, see if my new keystrokes are actually working. All right. Yeah, maybe. Did that work? See, I don't know if that worked or not. So I'm using a software program called OBS, and it is very full-featured, and I'm afraid very tricky as well. So let's start back and see if that works. There we go. All right, so like I said, I'm David Bourne. You can find me at newwildmedia.com. And this new series from the StoryTech Works part of the work that I do, where I talk about the technical side of storytelling. There's a lot there. I talk about mostly video and video audio programming, but if you're doing all this yourself, you can't just focus on the video or the audio. You got to focus on the full picture. So I take a look at everything. And so I thought it'd be helpful if I go through and show you a workflow, like how I do things. Also ask people about their workflows, like where are they getting tripped up in their workflows. I've got some interviews planned with some folks who are creating stories online, and I think it's interesting to look at problems and problem solving, and so we'll be looking at those problems together with other people. Hopefully that will be more interesting than just me talking about my stuff. I'm sure it will be. And then so this quick first episode is an intro to this series. I hope the series will be quite regular. That's the reason I'm doing this. This is the reason I'm doing a live series. So I have struggled with the idea of live. I love live because it really lets you be in the moment. You get a finished product, meaning, I've got an edited product. I can sit here and I can edit right now just by pressing a few buttons. Like I can switch from one camera to the next camera, and you know, it's already edited. So it's going to be quick, it's going to be succinct, and it's not going to take me as long to do this as it would if I were to edit every single thing of this in my video editor. I definitely got a lot of kinks to work out, but that's okay. That's one of the reasons I'm doing this series, is to learn more about the technology. So I'm hearing a boop in my head, which I don't know if you are hearing that or not. Boop. I hope you're not, but maybe you are. I don't know why that's happening. I'm using a new keyboard, so, and a whole new system actually. Anyway, so next, the big why. So begin with why, right? So why do storytelling on the web in the first place? Why learn technology? Why subject yourself to the torture of putting out ideas and learning new technology and making mistakes? Why? Because it's exciting. Why? Because you learn. Why? Because this is how we fulfill our dreams, by sharing our stories and trying to make a difference out there on the internet. It's an amazing time, and we should take advantage of all this new technology. So that's the big why. The little why is the, all right, well, why this particular series? I've already said it, so, but it's to reiterate the essence of it. This series is about getting through the technical hurdles. It's also, for me, it's because I get excited about technology, and when I learn something, I like to share it. I get excited about that. And so this is a way for me to live in the present moment. And I want to do more of that in my life. And my guess is that you want to do more of that in your life too. So let's live in the present moment together and do some live video stuff, solving some new media problems. So like I said earlier, again, some of the topics, the video creation workflows. When I say video creation, what I mean is getting the story concepts down, the pre-production. I have this idea of the 7 P's of production. The first one is pre-production. The second one is production. So video creation, you know, this little sucker right here, the mobile phone, is going to be a major thing that we'll be talking about, because it's always there and it's such an amazing tool. So getting the videos made, shooting videos, we'll talk about lighting, audio, just the basics to get you where you need to be to get that story out in the moment as you are excited about that thing, to get that excitement out to your audience, because that is what gets us results. So video editing workflows is the next thing. I'm not going to take the time to open it up. I'm a Adobe Premiere user. I want to bring in more graphics. That's what I was thinking to myself. I need to have more graphics. So next time, some more graphics to go along with these slides. But video editing workflows, editing again on this sucker, on these devices, I use Adobe Premiere. I'll also be using iMovie some. I'm a Mac user, so that's what I'm teaching folks. So the Premiere stuff will translate to the PC world as well. So, and Premiere is such an awesome program. A little bit expensive, but I think it's worth it. And also use Lightroom, Adobe Lightroom, for media ingesting. Oh, another thing, we'll talk about, let me flip through here. So just file management. Let me show you this. I took the time to set this up. So file management, right? So how do you organize your files? How do you organize your media? So I have a whole bunch of stuff that came off of cameras. I don't know what's what. So naming things, how do you name it? How do you find it? How do you know what's good? How do you organize it? All that stuff is, there's so much for me to teach. So I'm excited to talk about that. You can't see any of this because I didn't press that daggone button. All right, so I'm looking at these different files over here. And so you probably can't see the details here, too well, but I have a bunch of file names, and that is not all that helpful. This is a recent dive trip that I took. I don't know what's what because I haven't tagged it. I haven't renamed it. I haven't even gone through it. So that's one of the first things that I want to do for you and with you. So that's part of the video editing workflows. And so what's next? So sharing your work. How do you do that? Why is that important to think about from the very beginning? Sharing my work, I got to be honest, this is not my strong suit. I am definitely working on this one, folks, for sure. I didn't tell anybody about this video. I didn't share it. I said I was going to, but I didn't. I'll share it later. I will be sharing it in the future, though, but it was the first one, and I just couldn't get my act together. So evaluating results. You know, did it work? What'd you like? What'd you learn? What didn't you like? Take what you learned and build on that. You know, you got to make a ton of mistakes to get where you want to go. One of my problems is I don't want to make mistakes. You know, I don't know why. Maybe I don't want to be ridiculed. Maybe I don't want my work to look bad, to make me feel bad. But, you know, a lot of that junk's just in our heads. It's not real. So, again, talking about the live aspect of this for this project, and I want you to be thinking about your project. How can you make your project more exciting, more in the moment, more where you're living in the present moment and you're getting that moment out there so that your audience can learn who you are and what you can do for them. So we do need to evaluate our results to learn. So, you know, maybe it's not the most fun thing, but I do like data. There's tons of tools out there that help us do it, so I'm excited about it. So I'm about to wrap this up. Got to go take my kiddo to orchestra. How can you learn more? Well, you can always go to newwildmedia.com where you will find me, David Bourne. This slide is not the right one. There we go. You can find me, David Bourne, at newwildmedia.com. And you can always sign up for my newsletter there. I will be sharing updates through that, particularly about this series and other things that are happening. I'll also be asking for your opinions and asking you if you're having problems, because that's where the real meat is, right? If you've got a problem, and there's chances are that lots of other people have it too. So if we can solve those problems together, then we have made a lot of people's day just a little bit better, and that's a great thing. All right, so I hope that has been helpful for you. It's definitely been helpful for me to do this first live video. And I think I got everything right this time. I hope I did. We'll see. If you happen to see this in the future online, then you'll know that it worked. If you happen to be watching it live, let me know, because I honestly don't think you're out there, but you could surprise me. All right, folks, I'm going to end this. Again, David Bourne, newwildmedia.com is where you can find me. Cheers. I'm waiting for it to end. Are you sure you want it to